was something that was supposed to be good but not right. For example, I was moved from a English medium school to a Hindi medium school in my second standard in Bangalore. I had zero knowledge of Hindi. And imagine you have to do an entrance exam for your second standard with zero knowledge of Hindi. And the teachers felt very compassionate. Might be I looked very cute. Well, anyone looks cute when they're 7 years old anyway. So, and she came up and she wrote my Hindi paper. And you see, that is the biggest blunder in my educational life. They should have failed me, but they thought, okay, let's do something good. But was it the right thing? No, every good thing is not the right thing. And I suffered throughout my journey. Imagine, everything was in Hindi. History was in Hindi, civics was in Hindi, geography was in Hindi. Thankfully, English was in English and not in Hindi. But other than that, everything was, I struggled throughout this journey. And the school was a brilliant school. They never had a single failure. And in my 10th standard, they called my parents and said, you know what, your son is going to create history by being the first ever failure of the school. And we don't like to have historical figures like this. So they called my parents and said that they would make a deal that they would only pass me if I would leave the school. So diplomatically, I was kicked out of the school. And but today I tell the world I could not finish my 10th standard because the Indian educational system was not up to my standard. And then they blame me for failing. And well, if you're clapping, I think you have had some history like me in your life. And here it says that most first class students get technical seats, some become doctors and some engineers. The second class pass and then get MBA, become administrators and control the first class. The third class enter politics and become ministers and control both. Last but not the least, the failures join the underworld and control all the above. And those who do not attend any school become swamis and gurus and everyone goes to them. Now this is the truth in our society. You know, you really, even though it sounds so funny, but it's so true. So I want to tell you, we need to have purpose in life. You know, what brought me to the place where I'm at, what brought us to the place where we are at, is not because we have finished our degrees, because we found our purpose. That one moment in time can change your destiny. And we are all looking for, what can I do with my future? What can I do with my life? And all of us wish that we would have a job which is filled with passion, filled with fun, filled with joy. Oh, that'll be so amazing when our jobs are like our vacation. Or when your vacation becomes your job. When people ask, what do you do? I travel the world. I travel about 50 countries every year. They say, no, I'm not talking about your vacation package. What do you really do? I said, imagine you travel 50 countries every year. Where is the time to even work? But today I'm filled with passion and joy in what I do. But where was the change? The change happened one moment in time. And here this song is a song which Whitney Houston sang at the Olympic Games in 1988 and in South Korea. It's a beautiful song, and as my wife sings, think about that one moment in time can change your entire destiny. How can a person like me, who was so broken, thrown out of school, medically with all the complications, the doctors gave me 6 months to live at the age of 16, and I thought that it's not even worth living for another day, and I contemplated to commit suicide. Being born to a family where my father is an aerospace scientist, I could never understand how can you medically push your child to become a scientist when you can't medically prove that every firstborn son has the same brains like the father. But somehow our culture does not look at the potential of a child. It is like trying to get a Benz car experience out of a Maruti 800. It's not possible, but we push our children to doing something like this, and it's a challenge. I thank God I did not become an aerospace scientist. Had I been one, none of the satellites would have reached its destination. But you see, one moment in time changed my destiny. And at 16, at the lowest point of my life, when I wanted to kill myself, having lost all hope in everyone, I heard the voice of Jesus Christ when he said, Benny, even though you are called worthless, I want you. I can transform your life and make you a new person. And I want to tell you, my friends, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you have tried in life, the things that I can tell you is what I've experienced. And for me, one moment in time, at 16, when I asked Jesus to come into my heart, it changed my destiny. And you can see that. After this, I'll talk about my travels. And it is mind-blowing for people to understand how can a person who has not had salary for 20 years travel to every country in the world. It literally defies the every management principle that is there. But I'll tell you, one moment in time changed my destiny. And I believe and hope that it will be the same in your life too.
Each day I live, I want to be a day to give the best of me. I'm only one, but not alone. My finest day is yet unknown. I broke my heart for every game to test the sweet. I face the pain, I rise and fall, yet through it all, this much remains. I want one moment in time when I'm more than I thought I could be, when all of my dreams are a heartbeat away and the answers are all up to me. Give me one
At 16, I thought best thing is to kill myself. And I want to tell you friends, no matter what you're going through in life, no matter the pain, the rejection, and the loneliness that you go through. And you know, pain, rejection, and loneliness is not based on an economic background. The richest of the richest face these, and the poorest of the poorest face these. And it's part of our life here on this earth, but how do we overcome? For me, it was at 16 what happened in that encounter, when I found identity of who I am. So that's when I said, God, your Bible says that your ways are higher than my ways and your thoughts are higher than my thoughts, which means that you must have something big for me. What is your plan for my life? In a world we live in the modern world, it has become a cool thing to call yourself an atheist. I work among young people and the most coolest thing they say is, oh Benny, I don't believe in God. It's as though the good news they come and announce to me saying, I don't believe in God, I'm an atheist. What does that mean? They don't know. Some of them can't even spell that, but they think it is a cool thing to call yourself an atheist. But I would challenge you. I was in that place and I had no faith. I had nothing. And here, when I have this encounter with a God who can communicate, a God who can show his love, I said, what is your plan for my life? He said, Benny, I want you to travel to every country by 2010. Friends, just put your minds and try to explain to me, how can this be practically possible on this earth? One, financially, I only had 1,000 rupees a month. How far can you go, 1,000 rupees a month? And you have a goal to travel to every country by 2010. When I financially calculated, at the time you needed at least 14 lakh rupees a month in order to achieve this. And how can I really manage to do something like this was a challenge. And then the next part was my health. My health was so weak. You know, I was hit by a javelin. It was an accident. I have a problem with my spine. So how can I travel the world sitting in an aeroplane when I can't even sit in a position for more than half an hour? I have an Indian passport, and you see in those days we had no value. Some countries which nobody knows where it is. Like there's a small little country inside South Africa called Lesotho. Nobody knows where that country is actually. But 6 countries need a visa and India was one of the 6. And like this, it was challenging in those days. And I said, God, you have given me the wrong passport, but the right vision. Like this, I went on with excuses. But God said, Benny, what is impossible for man is possible for me. That is true. So I took risk. I put my faith in God, put aside all the challenges that I've seen, and I took the step of faith saying, God, I will never ask for money, will never borrow money, will never take a loan from the bank or trust the credit card. So these 4 financial principles, I started off my journey. And you can show the world map on the screen, please. So that's the world map of how I traveled, and this is my passport which is there in my hand. So this is my one passport, which is a combination of 15 books inside. And I'll tell you, my favorite part of carrying this passport is at the immigration desk. You must see the facial expression of the officer. Generally they don't smile, but then when you put a passport like this, they are so confused. And some of the smart ones would say, sir, don't come as a family, come one person at a time. When I tell them that I am this one person, they cannot comprehend. First question they ask me is, where do you get the money to travel? But who said that money is the ultimate decider for our dreams to come true? Don't ever believe that you need money as your number one priority for your dreams to come true.